lot of algebra 1 equations. So put number 19 at the top. That's period 7. So angle addition postulate says that if D is on the interior of angle ABC, so angles are kind of like alligator mouths. So D, can you stop? D is on the inside of ABC, on the interior. What we're going to do is we're going to take each side, we're going to add them together, and it's going to make the total. So we're going to say also this little symbol right here means angle. Okay. So this is angle ABC. So that little symbol is angle. So we're going to say angle ABD, which is like the left side of the picture. If I were to add that to the other side, which is DBC, what 3 letters would that make? If I take those angles and I add them together, what angle would it make? ABC. So technically it's just the outside letters. And that's why it's a little weird because we did not do the vocabulary yet. But you're basically taking these ones, you're adding these ones, and it's equal to the whole thing on the outside. So for number 1, number 1 says the measure, and that's what the M stands for. M stands for measure. The measure of angle ABD is 48 degrees. I'm going to take that and I'm going to put it in the corner of my picture. So ABD is talking about this angle right here. I'm going to put 48 in this little corner. The measure of DBC is 78. I'm going to put that in the corner of my angle. I need to find the measure of angle ABC. So what should I do with these 2 numbers? Add them. So 48 plus 78 gives me how much?
Like 126.
126. Take a second. Try number 2. You're using the same picture, so it's a little obnoxious. You want to cross out these numbers so that we don't use them again. You're doing number 2. No, you're not adding them together. Put your phone away. Put your phone away. Put your phone away. Yes, bring me your phone.
What? I love her.
It is 150. Okay, DBC is 74. It says ABC is 119, which is the whole thing. So what should I do? Okay, you need to move. You need to move. Talking about you? Yep, you gotta move. We're separating you. Go move. You're actually gonna switch with him. I'll move his stuff. When you get back, I'll put it up here. Here, come here.
Yeah, but I think it's from Elton to 11. You guys already best friend. Where is that point? See like the thing. It's fun.
Okay, so what's my answer for number 2? 45. Okay, let's go to the back. For number 6, because we're jumping around, number 6 says if DEF is a straight angle, which is weird, we're going to put this in our picture. How much would DEF be in total if it's a straight line? 180. Because a full circle makes 360. So you have to think an angle is starting small and it's opening to a little bit. That's an acute angle. Then it's obtuse. A straight line is it's opening to a flat amount. So this is 180 in total. So anytime it says a straight angle, that's 180 degrees. So then I'm going to put the other stuff in my picture. It says the measure of angle DEG is 23x minus 3. So DEG, so this portion, this small piece is 23x minus 3. The next piece they give me is GEF is 12x plus 8. So using that same concept, we have to make an algebra equation. We're doing small angle plus small angle equals the whole thing. So what's one of my small angles for this problem? 23x minus 3. What do I have to add to that? What's the other small angle? 12x plus 8. And it's equal to the whole thing. How much is the whole thing? 180, because that's how much it's actually opening up to. So this, I'm going to draw my line, and then we are combining like terms. A lot of you, I would say, actually, there's probably like 8 of you in this class right now that will do this. Your next step, this is what a lot of you will do. You'll go like this. You'll be like, I'm going to plus 3 right here. And then you're like, I'm going to plus 3 right here. That's what a lot of you will do. We can't do that. Okay. We can't do that. We can't do that because we're not going across the line. Okay. So instead, what you need to do is combine like terms. We're going to basically be doing equations like this all year long. We are combining like terms at the very first step. So I'm going to circle my x's. My x's are adding together 23 and 12 because they're both on the left side. 23 plus 12 is how much? 35. I am combining the numbers as well. So we are combining -3 and I am adding 8. 5. So it's a lot of people will bring down like 11 at that point. It's 5 because the 3 is negative. So take a minute. You're going to -5 to both sides, and then you can divide. You're going to get x. And then just like for last chapter, we're going to have to substitute it back in to get our angle measures. So what is x? 5. So that's nice. Okay. Now I have to find all this other crap. Okay. And you're like, what the heck is all this? We have to plug it back in and we have to find every single angle measure. So I'm going to plug it back in. It says I have to find the measure of DEG. If I look at my picture, DEG is 23x minus 3. So I'm plugging x back in. I'm substituting it back in. Instead of writing 23x, it's 23 times 5. And I'm minusing 3. You don't really need to show the work for that because you could plug it into the calculator. So what does that get me? 112? Okay, so 112 degrees. I'm going to do the same thing for GEF. GEF is the green one. So I'm doing 12x, but x is 5. So I'm doing 12 times 5. And then I'm adding 8. 68. Good. And then DEF is how much? 180. And if you look at your picture, you can either look at the picture or you can add them literally together. This piece plus this piece, 112 plus 68 makes 180 either way. So try number 7. You're taking your information and you're putting it in your picture first. If you put it in the wrong spot on the picture, it's probably not going to make the right equation. So this time the whole thing is 17x minus 16. So it's going to be a little weird, but it's fine. What's one of my little angles? 5x plus 3. What am I adding to it? What's the other little angle? 10x minus 5, because you're doing the inside, so you're doing little angle. You're adding them together, and it equals the total. This time it's not a number. What's it going to be equal to? 17x minus 16. So this one's like a really long equation. You are combining like terms first on the left. So I would circle the x's. You're adding them together. Underline the number. You're adding them together. If it's negative, you're having minus sign. Fine. Combining like terms first. This is like the math we do every single day for the rest of the year, basically. Once we get through chapter 1 and chapter 2, literally we do math like this every day. So you just got to make your equation, combine your like terms. So get used to it now. So 5x and 10x make how much? 15x. And then I'm going to underline my numbers 3 and negative 5. Do not make 8. How much does it make? Negative 2. So at this point, there's 4 different ways to solve it. It's whatever your middle school teacher taught you how to solve it. I like to move the numbers first. You can either add the 2 or you can add the 16. So do you want to move the 2 or the 16? Sure, let's move the 16. So the 16 is negative, so I'm going to add 16, cross it out, add 16. 15x. Negative 2 plus 16 is not 18. Positive 14. But if you moved it to the other side, then you would have negative 14. Yeah. And then I'm going to move 15 over, so I minus it. Minus it. Either way, you should still get 14 equals 2x. If you moved it the other way, you would have got double negatives, but either way, the answer is the same. So what is x? 7. So x is 7. You're going to take all your values and you're going to plug it in to each little equation. Yeah,
It took so long. It's like I was waiting for someone to open the door.
that's okay. Oh, yeah. That's okay. Yeah. Yep, especially because it was the first 10 minutes too. There's never technically supposed to be other. Okay, so for TUW, 7 times 5 plus 3 is how much? 38. Nice. If I plug it into U, every time I try to read these, like my dyslexia kicks in, I cannot. WUV, okay, if I multiply and I subtract 5, how much do I get? 65. The last one says TUV, you got to plug it back into the yellow one. So 17 times 5 minus 16 is how much? Or 17 times 7 minus 16. Is how much? 100 and what? 30? 3. Yeah. How do we feel? We don't feel bad, right? This is okay? It's like so-so? I have no idea. I never check my email. Let me go check now. I go where? For what? We're almost done. So once I finish, then you can go. Okay. Okay. So let's do number 8. We're doing number 8 and 10, and that's it. So 8 says if the measure of ECD is 6 less than 5 times the measure of BCE, which I know you guys love these kind of questions. And BCD, at least this is a number, is 162. So let's put that in our picture because we understand that. BCD is this whole thing is 162 technically degrees. I need to find the measure of each angle. So we got this weird sentence. It says the measure of ECD is 6 less than 5 times the measure of BCE. Whose brain is big enough to figure out an equation that represents that? Yes. So if it's 5 times, that represents like 5 multiplied by something. That something we're going to call x because we don't know it. So it's 5 times something, 5x. 6 less is minus 6. If I squish that together to make an algebra equation, it's 5x minus 6. So 5x minus 6 goes here. What would have to go in this really skinny angle? X, because that's what we're calling BCE. BCE is my X. I don't know it, so I'm calling it X. So this is X. So it's still the same thing. We're doing small angle plus small angle equals whole thing. So take a second, write out your equation. Small angle plus small angle equals whole thing. The whole thing is 162. You're going to combine my terms. You should be combining your x's if you haven't done so. X plus 5x is 6x. When you find x, you're plugging it back into each little part of your equation because you're finding the total angle on it. So what do we get for x? 28. So then how much is BCE? 28, because it's literally just x. So this is 28 degrees. And then how much is ECD? 134. You can either find that by plugging it back into the equation, or if the whole thing's 62 and I know this piece is 28, I can just minus it and still get 134, because in total, they make a total of 162. We're gonna do one last problem and then you guys can start working on some stuff. So for number 10 and 9, the only thing I don't like about these two problems is they use the same picture. So if you are writing in pen, I would suggest, I think everybody in here is writing in pencil. Who would be writing in pen? When you write in pen, you can borrow one of my colorful pens and then you can do number 9 in a different color. Okay. Because like your colors are gonna smush together. I'm gonna use one color because if you're using the same picture for 9 and 10, so people get confused because then there's numbers for number 9 and 10 on there. Or if you're using a pencil, you could just like erase it, use the same picture for number 9. Do you see what I mean? Yeah. Okay. Let's do number 10. 10 says if BD is not an angle because it doesn't have the little angle symbol. It does not have 3 letters. This is a line. So BD is a line, it's technically a ray. It bisects CBE. So if it's bisecting it, what does that mean? Go ahead, what? What did you say? Or what? They're middle. Yeah, they're splitting it. So it's cut in half. Okay, so CBE, meaning that this side and this side, if one side was 40 degrees, the other side would also be 40 degrees. It's not 40 degrees. They're equal to each other because it's being cut in half. The next part says BC upside down capital T BA. This is from algebra 1. Does anybody remember what this little symbol from algebra means? Upside down capital T, what's that mean? Your teacher should have showed it to you because I've taught algebra 1 and it's an algebra 1 secret. What? Not delta. That's a triangle. The T? It's perpendicular. It's 90 degrees. So what that means is it's perpendicular to it Okay, so if I look BC, this is a line. BC and line BA are perpendicular, meaning 90 degrees. So if I put this in my picture, BC and BA are 90 degrees. They are perpendicular. So that's a right angle. Then it says the measure of CBD is 3x plus 25. I can put that in my picture. CBD. So 3x plus 25 goes here. The measure of DBE, 7x minus 19. What should I do with these two things if I have these two little arc marks? Because it's bisecting it. Somebody's got it every class. I'm not giving up on you guys. Bisecting. That I can't hear you, but you set them equal to each other. Because it's bisecting, it's splitting into two equal parts. So that means that whatever this angle is, this is also this. So we're going to take these two angles and we're going to set them equal to each other because it's bisecting. So we're going to say 3x plus 25 equals 7x minus 19. That 90 is there for later. We're going to use it later. So take a second, draw your line. We can either subtract 25 or add 19. I'm going to move the 19 because I don't like negatives. So I'm going to add 19. What do we get for x? 11. Good, because you should get 44 equals 4x. I divide by 4, divide by 4. So x is 11. Just like all the other problems, we're going to take this and we're going to plug it back in because it's going to help us find what we need next. So if I plug this back into this, if x is 11, we're doing 3 times 11, and I'm adding 25. How much in total is that? 58. So this angle is 58. That means this one's also 58 because they're equal to each other because it was bisecting it. It's cutting it in half. They're equal to each other. So now if I look at my picture, it says I need to find A, B, D. So A starts here. I go to B. I have to end at D. So if I need this whole thing, what should I do? Add 58 and 90 together. So how much is 90 plus 58 give me in total? 148. So down at the bottom, I'm just going to show that I did 90 plus 58, which is 148 degrees. So all of the problems that we skipped is what you're going to go back and do. I would save number 9 for last because it's the hardest. The ones on the front, the reason why I skipped them is because they're way easier than the ones we did together. That way, tomorrow we can do harder problems. Get off your phone. You'll look at those photos later. So anyways, so you're working on the front. I would start with number 3. I think that's the first one like you got to do 3, 4, 5, and then you have number 9. So you have 4 problems. This is a notes paper. So are you turning it in? No. So you're going to take a picture. So if you need to write a note, you're turning this in on campus. Everything else, we're not skipping any. You only have 4 problems. I'll bring you my paper so that way you can like look at what we did together